Agwé Loa of the sea, called the Earth Shaker, was venerated in Haitian Vodou. His symbols include the seashell, the fish, the color blue and white, green and brown, oars, boats, mirrors, telescopes, fish hooks, nets, and sailor's uniform. His patronage is associated with the sea, rivers, fishermen, sailors, sea captains in particular, pirates, the day of the week Thursday, ships, boats, winds, wave, and sea traveler. And he is known as the Great Admiral, or the Sovereign King of the Sea. His kingdom is shared with Laserenia, and she is the beautiful deity who many associate as his consort, although in some mythology she is seen as his daughter. These two are known as the royalty of the sea, and Agwe is more than simply the king of the waters or the ocean. He is an old spirit, one of the first to manifest on earth. It is believed that Agwe existed in the primordial waters that covered the earth before life began. In one of his other personas, Met Agwe, he is the Loa of direction. His territory is the winds and the currents, the waves and the depths of the ocean. He helps sailors find their bearings when lost at sea. He provides inspiration and guidance whenever an individual needs it in times of turmoil, loss, or indecision. He lives in a glorious palace under the sea and is venerated by sailors, sea travelers, and pirates who know him as Master Agwe. Agwé Loa is the captain of the ship that carries the dead to the afterlife. He cries saltwater tears for the departed. He assisted those who suffered the crimes against humanity during the transatlantic slave trade. Whereas Papa Agwe is envisioned as a handsome African man with green eyes, often wearing a naval officer's or sailor's uniform. He is considered to be a gentleman who commands respect and embodies several ideas of masculinity, including bravery, reserve, and provision. In terms of worship, he is venerated with his sacred colors, which again are blue, white, and occasionally sea green or often brown. His ritual symbols are always those associated with the boat, such as sails, including symbols of the ocean like painted shells, painted oars, or sea life like seahorses and starfish. His holy day is Thursday, and this is the best day to venerate or call upon this Loa. He is saluted or signaled by blowing a conch shell or a volley of gunfire. When he possesses a devotee, he often pushes himself around the temple on his chair, his boat, with a cane, his oar, shouting naval commands and saluting members of his congregation. His possessed devotees need to be kept moist with wet sponges or damp towels and have to be kept from running into the sea, where Agwe belongs. In terms of offerings, small offerings to Agwe are poured or dropped overboard in deep ocean seas, and larger offerings to Agwe are left on constructed rafts, which are floated out or towed out to sea. If the raft sinks, it was accepted. If it returns to the shore, it was ultimately rejected. And after the offering is left, the supplicant cannot look back at the place or it will anger Agwe. Devotees must be prevented from falling or leaping into the ocean and drowning, as would offend Agwe, and putting nothing toxic in the water like lead pipes, cement, or garbage, or anything could be used to pollute the sea will again raise his anger. He is partial to beverages such as champagne, rum, or coffee with sugar and cream. He likes items such as mirrors, telescopes, toy ships or scale models, oars or paddles, seashells, turquoise beads or jewelry, fish-shaped sculptures or jewelry, fish hooks and nets, nautical uniforms, or medals. In terms of food, he likes savory, exotic foods, melons, boiled cornmeal, rice cooked with coconut milk, rice cooked with lima beans, boiled or fried ripe bananas, white cake, cane sugar, almond oil, olive oil. His sacred animals include the white rooster, male ducks, and white rams or goats, whose wool has been dyed with indigo. They are afterwards prepared, cooked, and then placed in serving dishes or on plates as a sacrifice. He is partial to song, so remember that when speaking to him.